It's time to get your shit together if you are in crypto, really. There is no time anymore. We have around 20 months to go before this bull market is potentially going to stop. Within now and these 20 months, you should be able to change your life, to completely mess it up. Or to completely make it better. And that's what we're going to focus on in this video, because we are going to get opportunities that you're not going to get in after these 20 months or outside of crypto. This is our only shot right now. So please do not fuck it up. This is such an amazing opportunity that we have right here. So let's get right into it. In the meantime, welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. Boom, there it is. Let's get right into it. So I want to go over a tweet that I posted. Follow me on Twitter if you don't already. But what I basically said right here is how important it is to be early in crypto. And that's what we're going to talk about. Because are we still early? Well, it's better to get in today than in 2 months from now. So let's talk about that, because you can make so much money this cycle. And there will be opportunities, and a lot of people, they in this cycle will be like, never mind this, I'm not gonna do that. I am like, man, if you don't work, you don't get paid. It's very simple. In the crypto, it's not any different. You can, of course, if you are lazy and a moron, you can go to a website like this, pump.fun, and here you see all the Solana meme coins that are being created, which are basically 2 per second, and then buy something, hoping that it will be one of the 5 Solana meme coins that does well, but the rest is getting rocked and you will lose your money. So this is not the way to make it, but I thought it was a pretty funny platform. But definitely don't buy something off of here, okay? That's just stupid. Now let's get into what we're getting into. If you still believe in the 4-year cycle, which you should, you will know that we have around 20 months of bull market to go, and that Bitcoin and altcoins should see major upside in this period. So how to best position yourself. So let's first talk about this right here. In my tweets, I'm very, hey, this is it. In the videos, I would like to explain why this is it, okay? You have around 20 months to go. Why? Based off of the history that we have, okay? Because we have this 4-year cycle, as you maybe know about. The 4-year cycle, it starts from whatever point you want to take it, the bottom, the halving, the top, but every halving, every bottom, and every top is always 4 years after each other, right? So as long as that's intact, and I'm preaching this so much on this channel, but I think it's so important, then you know how to invest. Because if you for some reason think like, yeah, well, this time it's different and Bitcoin is going to top out in September 2024, and you then sell all your bags, and then you completely miss the post-halving year, which is usually the biggest year in crypto, that's not that smart. So you should understand the cycle, and the cycle is intact until it's not. People always make up for reasons like, nah, this time it's different. So far, these people have always been wrong. So please don't be on the wrong side. Your money is on the table. Here in this bear, sideways, bull market, people also thought it was different, right? We had a bear market. We went down less than the market before that. Oh, this time is different, right? We also pumped way harder and way faster than we did before. This time is different. Then we got a 70% correction. This time is different, right? And then we pumped with another 18x, okay? These times are not different. Even people thought over here like, hey, okay, 4-year cycle, right? So we should top out end of 2021. And we got until April and we got a huge correction. And people thought, fuck, it's over. This time is different, right? And then the market got back up again. Poof, nope, November, and then poof, right? 4-year cycle, finished. Beautiful how the market works, isn't it? So understand that you can, of course, now people give another reason, like now it's like, well, we made a new high before the halving, so this time is different. Whatever happens between these cycles, it's all tomato tomato to me, yada yada yada. It doesn't matter. So far it's not different, and it will be really unwise to bet your money on the fact that this time is, right? And even if it is different, then the question is, what's the difference, right? You don't know that yet. So my money is on end of 2025. As as most like likely, right? So therefore, it's now April, so we have 20 months to go, right? And this is very important because if you, well, not know, nobody knows, but if you think like, okay, we have 20 months to go and that's the most likely outcome, then you know how to invest, okay? Then you know that you should not sell everything that you have in September 2024. Then you know that you don't have like a lot of time to just slowly DC into the market. Then you know how to approach it, right? After every halving, we went parabolic. No need to assume that we are going just as parabolic now, but definitely no need to assume that we won't go up at all. The best is yet to come, and the best projects release around the halving. That's just a fact, right? This last halving, we had Axie, we had Solana, we had AVAX, we had Sandbox. All these projects release right here. And why is that so good? Because these projects have a vesting, right? These tokens don't get 100% dumped on the market at once, because then you start off with a major red candle and the team has nothing to use for marketing, etc., etc. So they have vesting. You better have vesting in this kind of market than in this kind of market, right? But as you can see right here, we had the halving, we went parabolic. We had the halving, we went parabolic. We had the halving, we went parabolic. We are now getting the halving. Hey, so far, pretty good chance that we are going parabolic, right? But there's no need to assume that. We can just go up and we can go a little diagonal or whatever we are doing right now. It's also fine. But it would be really weird to assume like, well, parabolic, 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 down. Huh? What? What? It's that different? Nah, it's not gonna happen, right? So keep in mind that the best is yet to come. That's just what it is. And hey, maybe like I could be wrong, but it's not about being right or wrong. It's about making the best possible case scenario, right? Having the best outcome, the most probable outcome, and bet your money on that. Because at the end of the day, it's all gambling. Nobody knows what we are going to do, right? But if you know that we are going up after the halving, up after the halving, up after the halving, it would be weird to say that we are now going down after the halving, right? So that's the most probable outcome. Could still happen the other way around, though. What's really important is that you ignore the short-term moves. Look at how many 30-40% corrections we have seen in 2017, for example. However, this was in the middle of a parabolic bull market. These were called opportunities, okay? This was a big parabolic bull market. We went from, it was like $160 or so to $20,000. What happened? 27% down, 39, 36, 32, 39, 40, 31. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I don't count this and this right here. So actually it's 9. So in the middle of a parabolic bull market, we had 9 major corrections. Okay. For your perspective, how many major corrections did we had so far? Well, this was 20%. That's the lowest of them all. This was 22%. This was 21%. This was 17%. Right? These moves are also diminishing. It looks like they're diminishing. But it doesn't mean we can never get a 30% correction, right? And let's say we get that from this point. 30% correction would mean Bitcoin back at 50K. Everybody, again, we're sitting so long around 70K now. Everybody would freak out if we see a 50K Bitcoin right now. But two things. That's the same level as where we were 2 months ago. Right? It's not like that far away. It just happened. 2, that correction is even smaller than all of these corrections. Right? We got 9 of these things in this bull market. 9. We cannot get 1 right now. Maybe we don't. But if we do, don't freak out. That's like the golden rule. Like a lot of people will panic. So why do you think it's going down? It's going down because people sell, right? And people see it go down. They be like, oh, fuck, let me sell too. And then it's going down even more. And that causes that domino effect, right? And everybody is selling then. the best thing that you can do right then is buying, okay? Because these were all opportunities. I mean, you could have bought it here, nice, but if you bought it here, even better. You could have bought it here, but if you bought it here, better, right? Your average would be way lower in that case. So don't let it scare you off if that happens. But the key, the biggest key in crypto is by being early. It's like so simple. Not to find the best projects. Everybody's always so focused like, oh, this is the best project, this is the best project. No, work on your timing, work on your strategy, understand the market, fuck these projects, okay? Good projects in a bear market won't make you money, right? Just decent projects in a bull market do. Hell, even the bad ones. Look at things like Hex and Xen. I made fun of these coins for a long time. But again, and people gave me shit for it, but it turned out like, hey, where are these now, right? They right? These were terrible projects with no use case, purely hype, that were like pretty obvious, like this is not going to be sustainable. But they made people rich because people were early. Okay, again, if we look at one of these, let me go to Hex right here, right? Is this the most? Yeah. Look, I mean, Hex, it in a bear market, like it now showed like, hey, this is not good. Like everything is up with so much, and Hex is still 99.6% down. This is absolutely, like, it made a lot of people rich, and it wrecked a lot of people, right? I knew people that had thousands of dollars, and it's now worth nothing. Right, but the project here is just as bad as the project was over here. But in a bull market, it doesn't matter because from the bottom to the top, it went up how much? What the fuck, right? Absolutely crazy gains right there. And too bad for the people who locked their tokens. They just see it vanish right now. But even the bad projects in a good market can perform well. Right, so the most important thing is not even to look at the best projects, but to have your timing on point. And if you combine timing with good projects, yeah, then you're sitting on a gold mine. Okay, so pre-sales are by far the best way to do this. However, timing is really important. So I gave two examples right here. If you are participating in pre-sales, let me show you. Then you are not getting all your tokens at once. There are some projects that give 100% TGE, but that's like usually not that sustainable. But if you look, for example, at Bloodloop, whatever, Bloodloop, right? You get 12% at TGE, a month cliff, so you have to wait a month after that, and then you get the rest over 10 months vested daily. Right, so with a 12.5% TGE, it means that you have to pull off a 6, 7x. I don't know, my math is sucking right now. 6, I think, to get your initial money back. Right, you have to wait a month and then 10 months daily linear vesting. That's normal, right? That's normal, and that's a good thing. However, if a schedule looks like this, skip it. For example, you get nothing at TGE. You have to wait for 10 months and then you get it vested over 18 months. Why should you skip it? Well, this could be a great project, but you have to do some calculations. Like if we are 10 months from now, where's that? That's February 2025. Right? If you know that if you assume that the bull market is gonna be until December, let's say 2025, then you have like 10 months to go from then with a bull market. So you get from your 18 months, 10 months, you're getting it in a bull market, which is almost half or slightly more than half of it, but almost half the other 8 months, you get it vested in a bear market, right? So you give away a lot of potential returns. And like this could actually not be that bad. I better made this 24 or something like that, or 12 months cliff, right? But just to compare, if the vesting looks like this though, get in an X amount of TGE, whatever it might be, maybe a 2 months cliff, and then vesting for 10 months, right? Because then you get it over a course of 12 months. What's 12 months from now? April 2025. should be in a very healthy bull market, right? If you get your tokens vested by then you know it's doing way better. Why do you think that if you look, for example, again at CDFI, right? If you look at the projects that they released, the earliest projects that they released, right? Look where the ROI is sitting right now. Anything under 1%, right? Or under 1, basically, that's a loss, right? 0, 5 still in profit, but 0, 0.4, 0.2, 0, 0.06, 0.3, 0.001. It's all like wrecked. How come? Because all these projects, they came out at the top of the bull market. So at that time, they gave a huge return, right? But the vesting, the rest of the vesting happened here, right? So that's why the market went down. And of course, coins, new coins, speculative coins, big inflationary coins, yeah, they get completely wrecked. Completely. They don't go down 80%. They go down 99.9%. That's like completely wrecked. All right. However, now we are more like here, right? If we want to compare it, hey, we're at the halving, so here's the halving. So if you invest here, yeah, you get your vesting in this period. That's way better. That's way better. Therefore, I'm especially now so hyped about pre-sales. We are in the perfect timing. Allocate as much as you can in pre-sales right now. That's what I'm doing. And that's actually how I'm making most. I have a bag in crypto, but most of my money is coming from pre-sales. That's my strategy, and it works. Make sure to not get most of the tokens vested during the next bear market. For some projects, this has worked out, like that Blocktopia that we saw, although it also came down hard. But like a Illuvium, a Gala, the bigger they went up so hard at the beginning that they have so much room to go down that they still made you profits. But most won't survive and go down really hard. Now, how to find these early sales? Apart from what I said right here, you can join the Patreon. We are doing private sales, seed sales for the biggest projects, and it's like a couple of dollars per month, but you get a couple of $1,000 allocation. And if you look at Launchpads, which is usually quite more expensive, right? So do check that out. I also run Web3 Wheels, so you can look at that. But apart from that, Launchpads are the best way. Look at things like CDFI, SpartaDex, DexCheck, Pools, Decubate, ChainGPT, many more. These Launchpads, you can look for the cheapest Launchpads, but also within Launchpads, it's still crypto, and the cheaper something is, the higher risk it is as well, right? So if you want to go with the more professional established Launchpads, then this is a very good list with quality. Okay, this is maybe a little expensive right now, but again, you are not early anymore. You are not early. You're also not late, but you're definitely not early, right? If we look back at CDFI, for example, yeah, we talked about CDFI over here, and now it did a 10x. So of course, it's now 10 times as expensive to get in. But hey, in the last bull market, it was also sitting at $3-4, and it went all the way up to $20 almost. People kept on buying it. Launchpads have the narrative in a bull market like crazy. SpartaDex also consolidating beautifully. I can TA every Launchpad, of course, but look into it. They pumped really hard, but it's also not for no reason. Launchpads outperformed the rest of the altcoin market. So you are not early anymore, but you are also not too late. Retail has just started to step in. Look at the last cycle, right after Bitcoin broke its previous all-time high. Whatever might happen short term, start allocating now. Okay? If you look at this, red line is new people coming into crypto by social metrics like YouTube subscribers, views, Twitter followers, etc. So that's measurable, right? Blue line is Bitcoin price. If we look right here, Bitcoin was sitting at an all-time high of 20K, right? In the last bull market, around this point where it broke the all-time high, that's exactly where the people stepped into crypto, right? Retail came in, hey, new all-time high, let me get in. They are too late, right? Now as well, Bitcoin just broke its all-time high, and the social metrics are sitting at a new high right now. Right? Last time it was that high was during the FTX collapse. These were people looking like, what's going on? Oh, ha, bye. Now they are looking like, hey, Bitcoin all-time high. Let me get in. Way more positive way, right? So people are getting in, but we are not sitting at the top yet, right? The retail is not like, it's not that everybody's calling you like, hey, how's that Bitcoin doing? Like, it's coming, but, right? So it feels like, okay, if you now want to get in, but don't wait much longer. Because eventually the people that are stepping in here are the ones that are getting wrecked, right? Because the people that buy here, I'm going to sell them. I'm going to sell it to them, right? They are my exit liquidity. You should do the same. Dump on your grandma. A few projects that I'm looking at to come out yet, and this is a very short list though. T-Rex, by the time you watch the video, it just got listed, so I don't know how it's doing yet. From the moment of recording, it's an hour from now, but I think it's a very interesting one. Farida, Omnia Protocol, Arcade to Earn, Plane of Finance, Xverse, Bloodloop, but so much more. And a casual 10x is nice, but in a full-blown bull market, this is nothing, okay? Absolutely nothing. Look at the releases by C5, for example. Most projects that had the highest ROI were released at the end of 2021. When was that? The top of the bull market. We haven't even seen the halving yet. So the best performing projects are yet to come. If you look at this again, we have Blocktopia, Cryptometa, Meta, CryoWar, Sidus. They all got released end of 2021. ChainGPT was a blow up for this one for last year. Other than that, all end of 2021, right? But look at their all-time high ROI. It's absolutely crazy, these numbers, right? We're now happy with the 10x. But this is what happened during the peak of a bull market. So can you imagine if you just keep on investing while Bitcoin is slowly grinding up? Therefore, my money is in these new launches all the time. And I put 1,000 there, 2,000 there, maybe 5,000 there, 3,000 there, right? But I have like 40, 50 of these projects. If one of them does just like 100x or something like that, then it's already very nice. And that happens, right? That just doesn't happen. 100x is common, to say the least, in a bull market. So that's crazy. So be there and use the money from the vestings to allocate by buying existing coins that you have faith in. Keep them liquid. Don't stake for 3 years, and don't invest in pre-sales with a major long vesting. Cash out rather too early than too late. Don't time the top. Make profits. Let's do this together, right? Because at a certain point, my vision is, all right, end of 2025, it stops, right? So at like in June 2025, I won't be going balls deep into pre-sales anymore. Maybe with a little money to catch these like real crazy projects that, like Blocktopia, do a 600x and then vanish, right? But at a certain point, I will, keep on buying altcoins. Let's say next year there is a whatever hype. Let me put the money in there. Like we have an AI hype right now, a gaming hype or BRC20 or whatever it might be, right? Let's say Volker Forged is by that time doing this, right? I can step into Volker Forge. Yeah, not the lowest point, of course, but hey, we had that. But it's with money that I'm getting vested daily, right? And as long as it keeps going up, and at a certain point it will go down again, and I'll be like, okay, this is liquid. I can sell whenever I want. That's the way. That's the way. And it's hard for people that don't have a lot of money to now get into launchpads, because launchpads are getting pretty expensive. But again, then join the Patreon down below, or check out Web3 Whales, for example, because I made it my job to do more with pre-sales than just invest, right? I want to take my community with me. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I think that this is going to pay off very well. So far it's already paying off very well. And again, we haven't even had the halving yet. Again, this is where the best projects gave the best returns. This point, right? But we are here. So if you're now already making 10x's, you're gonna have a good time in crypto, right? Unless the market is suddenly doing this. But hey, that's against everybody's expectations. You cannot play that, right? Then you have to get out now and potentially miss all the gains that we are about to experience, right? So be careful with that. But yeah, no, this is my playbook, and this is going to work out, and I love it. So I wanted to share this with you guys. If you like the video, please just like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. We're here every single day, maybe sometimes skipping a Sunday lately because I'm a little like having a burnout from all this shit because crypto is mentally draining. But 20 more months and we can all go to the Bahamas, man. See you there.